Afghanistan TED Talk. In many places in the world, despite the fact if they have a strong government or a strong leader, there has always been and always be human rights problems. And they could be either dealing with certain races not having the same equal rights as everyone else, or not having the rights to express themselves. As an example of this epidemic problem is women's rights. In a place where this is affected by is in Afghanistan, where women struggle to live a normal life, and due to that they face problems every single day of their life. Some problems that the women face in Afghanistan are dealing with due to them not having equal rights, as men is being abused by their husbands and their family members, treated as slaves, and having laws that don't protect or defend women from abusement. One main problem women in Afghanistan face is being abused by their husbands and family members. A demonstration of this is from an Afghanistan woman called Sadia, who's been frequently beaten over the course of her 2-year marriage. It started within the first 2 months of her being married. Her husband and his family have stopped feeding and giving clothes to her, and that they would shut all the windows and doors in the house and take turns beating and strangling her. As you can see, Sadia had to live a hard 2 years of her life, and probably many more in the future. And she isn't the only woman in Afghanistan to deal with this problem, because there are countless numbers of women who have suffered the same things Sadia has experienced. Another problem that women in Afghanistan face is being treated as slaves. There has been multiple records of women treated as slaves and ended up going to jail. 2 cases of this is in Fawzia, a 15-year-old girl who took refuge within a family that drugged her and forced her to do prostitution. Another record is Gulpari, a 16-year-old girl who was kidnapped off in the streets by a stalker who decided that he wanted to marry her. She turned him into the first policeman she saw. However, all those women and girls were jailed, joining hundreds of imprisoned Afghanistan women convicted of so-called moral crimes. Often based on the testimony of their own abusers, they show them that even when women are being abused, they can't rely on the law to protect them, because they don't have the same equality as men, giving males an upper hand and allowing them to almost get away with anything. Finally, there aren't many laws that protect or defend women against abusement from men. An example of this is that the government doesn't have full control of all of Afghanistan, only allowing them to have some certain control over very few parts of Afghanistan, but there still have been some organizations such as Feminist Majority Foundation, or FMF. They have been trying to help women and girls in Afghanistan since 1996 by trying to increase public awareness of the plight of Afghanistan women and girls, increase in minority the reconstruction assistance to Afghanistan women and girls, work to ensure that women are the center of the reconstruction of Afghanistan, and the peace process increases security, safety, and end violence for Afghanistan women and girls, and support Afghanistan women's rights, health care, and education. This demonstrates that the Afghanistan government has done nothing to help women in Afghanistan, causing other people trying to fight for what they want and for what they believe is right. Another organization that has been trying to help women in Afghanistan is AWAW, and they have tried to help women and girls in Afghanistan by giving women food and a place to rest and recover from any injuries that they might have. They have also tried to publish laws that give women some rights, or laws that can protect them. This shows how very few organizations have tried helping women and girls in Afghanistan, despite the obstacles that they have to go through. And they do this because they believe that it's right. In conclusion, despite the difficulty that many other countries face to this present day, I believe that Afghanistan is one of the many few places that need to change the way they do things. Because it's unfair for women to deal with such a thing, especially when they have to deal with it from the moment that they're brought into this world. Despite the fact that they're brought into this world, there's power, and I believe that easy solution for this is to just give women equal rights as men.